Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is the one, Alan Belcher. Here we go. Alan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on, sir? Do you not have a camera?
No, I haven't made it home yet, so I have like an hour drive to where I was training tonight. So
Oh, damn.
I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it home in time, so I'm in my car right now.
All right. We'll just do it like this then. That's cool.
If you can hear
So
me,
yeah, we can hear you. So,
good.
Alan,
All right.
do you hear Mike?
I can hear him. Yep.
Yeah, I got you. Let's go.
All right, dude. Thank you for coming on the show tonight. Everybody knows Alan Belcher from your years in the UFC and you know, making it all the way right up to the doorstep of Anderson Silva before getting stopped by eye injury. But now you're back, you're healthy, you're big, you're strong, and you're fighting in the heavyweight division in the BKFC. How has the transition been from mixed martial arts professional to bare knuckle professional?
Man, I really I feel like I've just became a different person all around. So, um, I learned how to train differently, learned, so much about myself. And so I'm not really looking at it as like, a certain, a sport where I'm going to throw all my other skill sets out the window, I really like boxing and bare knuckle boxing because I'm able to focus on that, and it's easy for me to get back into it after all these years and everything. So that's been part of my secret to my success is just really, focusing on the boxing alone.
Now, we all know we're all very familiar with your career, and we know that you had the issues with the detached retina back in the day. You got it fixed, and then your last fight against Michael Bisping, it got re-aggravated again, and then you retired from MMA. Is the eye is
Right.
100% good, and that is not a concern when it comes to bare knuckle? I feel like that would be.
Yeah, it definitely is a concern, but whenever you're passionate about something and you're a real fucking G like I am, then you'd rather lose an eye than not fight. So, the to be honest with you, it's more about I think it's more about does the eye function or do I have the vision? Do I have the sight and that can be reactive and I can protect myself?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the only way we can find that out is by training every day and fighting and I'll tell you, dude, I've done every type of brain training and eye training that there is out there, and I'm constantly studying and researching that. And I believe that we've fixed the issues,
We've
and
been
I've been able to get a full peripheral vision, all the way across the board. So yeah, man.
Yeah, the quick reaction. We've been seeing all the videos on your Instagram and whatnot of you, touching the lights with the quick reaction, brain functions, vision. That's
Right.
is that something that you recently started working into your training, or is that something you've been doing this whole time?
Oh yeah. Everything that I'm doing, like I'm open to all different types of methods and studying tons of different things. So, because I've been going hard, almost like training camp for like the last year, just training every single day, getting ready to go on this run that I'm about to go on. So, um, my way to progress, I knew that the neuro training was going to be a big part of my success and longevity to like get me to be a top athlete at my age and now get ready for like another, 5 years, 3 to 5 years or whatever. So I put that in the training right from the get-go. And my man Robbie Ellis, the movement doc on Instagram, is a genius with that. So everything from the, not only the physical therapy and the strength and conditioning stuff and the mindset, dude, getting into the mindset and the mentality, emotional intelligence type of shit. We could go out some rabbit holes of what me and Robbie have been working on. But even just his ability to just research things and figure out how to fix problems has been a game changer, man. He's MVP on the team. So we fixed this thing, dude. I can see. Not only can I see better than you, I have fucking superhuman reaction and shit. And it's from training. You know what I mean? Like, my belief on all that is completely changed. So before, when the doctor told me that I couldn't fight, I'm like, this is a doctor. He's telling me I can't fight. But really, you don't really know what it means to be in there and needing what you need to see and everything.
Now,
So I took it upon myself to fix that problem and be able to fight.
yeah, you look great in your debut in bare knuckle. We hadn't seen you in a long time. You fought a gigantic guy with 120 fights, Tony Lopez, who doesn't get knocked out by anybody. So we didn't expect you to knock him out, but you did display your skill set inside the bare knuckle ring, and it was a great performance.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
It was a mental win for me. After 8 years coming back, and it kind of hit me at the last little bit that I was like, man, this is a really intense way to come back, because it's such a different sport than MMA. Just all those, just being not rusty, but being like off the stage for 8 years. But I brought it all together just with a lot of mental training and just mindset, making sure that I was always just throwing out the bullshit and staying focused on, being calm and going in there. And I really felt better than I ever have in any fight. Getting ready for the fight and going in there, I felt like, wise, experienced, and, just somebody that has been doing it for a while. I feel like I didn't miss a beat at all.
Nah, you didn't look like you did, Alan. I would say that you actually look better nowadays. You're bigger, stronger, faster. You got the shaved head and the beard look going. I'm saying, like, it's a whole new Alan Belcher. But also, during that 8-year break, though, you were developing businesses and doing really well for yourself, correct?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm going to do what it takes to make, to push whatever I'm doing. So, I mean, I really got into business. That was part of, walking away from fighting too, is just other projects and other people and other things and whatever, kind of distracting me from what I was really meant to do, which is live this warrior lifestyle and continue to find out how far I can push myself,
No.
And so I did some other things, but at the end of the day, man, God tells you what to do, and you'll have tons of anxiety and you'll be fucked up until you do the right thing and go down the right road. So, I said, you know what, dude,
Time to get back
if you're
in.
gonna do it now.
Did somebody approach you on coming to bare knuckle, or is it something that you had been watching and drawing and growing interest in it and was like, you know what, that's what I want to do? Or did somebody approach you on it?
All right. So how that happened was bare knuckle came to Biloxi. Biloxi is becoming like a hotbed for MMA, boxing, and combat sports all in general. Tons of fights down here at the casinos, and the regulations were in favor of like bare knuckle. So bare knuckle came to town, and we were excited to be get some guys some work and things. So friends and guys from different gyms around my gym, some of my guys that trained at my gym and my training partners, my buddies, have fought in bare knuckle. So that's how I got exposed to it, kind of being in the back and cornering some guys. And we got Jason Knight in there, and I was kind of negotiating with Feldman on his money deal, and the pay-per-view buys and things like that. And so we kind of got a relationship going, and he brought up the idea of me fighting a couple times because he knew it'd be kind of like a UFC fan draw and a local draw, so it'd be like a win, So he was looking at it from a business perspective, and I didn't completely throw the idea out, but I really wasn't interested in fighting at that time. And some things changed, man, and I just kind of decided to get in really good shape, and was just like, all right, now what? Let's do this. Because, I was, 35, 36 at that time, and I was like, if I go hard now, I'm going to be able to, get a good long career. And it's almost like I took some time off and might have avoided some damage here or there, and I'll let myself develop. I was fucking rushing like a madman when I was fighting in the UFC. I wanted to fight for the belt every single fight.
Yeah.
So I put myself in this pressure situation of wanting to go straight to the top right away, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't good enough. My mind wasn't ready. I needed to grow up. I needed to become a man. So that time off was just the universe's way of just making what needed to happen to help me go as far as I can go in the sport.
Yeah, man. You have a hell of a story. You had a great MMA career, like we said earlier, cut short for reasons out of your hands. But you came back, you made a really great performance in your first trip back on the big stage in 8 years. And now you find yourself fighting a guy who happens to be one of the fan favorites of the organization that you're fighting in now, Bobo O Bannon. What are your thoughts on Bobo, and how excited are you when they offered you that name? Did you know Bobo?
Yeah, so I know, if I've sparred with Bobo, it might have been once a long time ago, but I definitely have known who he is. We live, maybe an hour apart. He's over in Alabama. I'm in Mississippi. I remember when Bobo he was coming up box.
I think we might have lost him there.
Alan, I think you fell off.
He's still here, so maybe he hit just a spot, and then in any second now he'll just come back and he'll be still talking as if he never got off. That does happen sometimes. Yeah, he said he had an hour drive, so he's probably driving through a few areas where there's not so great of internet.
Right. Eric Williams says, dude got a lot bigger since UFC. Yeah, well, you know what? When he left the UFC, that was 8 years ago, and he's 37 now, so he was 29 years old. Like he just said, he was becoming a man. So now he is a 37-year-old father of 2, business owner, and he's got grown man strength now. So yeah, he fought at 185 pounds in the UFC. Hey man.
There?
Hey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we lost you for a second there, Alan. But when you fell off, hey,
there he is.
You guys there?
Yeah, man, what's going on? Oh,
Oh,
Shit.
look at that. Boom.
We had his face for
We
a
had
second.
audio,
there.
then we had his face, and then now here we are. But I'm sure he'll jump. He can hop back in.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get a quick video feed going on. So far so good. It's pretty cool to be talking to Alan Belcher right now. I mean, everybody
Everyone
who
knows
follows combat sports, you know, you probably
got to remember, man, he
who he
was a fast riser in the UFC. He was he went from debuting to like top 10 like very, very quickly, and he's back. Let's see if we got him.
I'm back.
Alan, what's up, dude?
What's up? I made it home now. I'm in my car.
Oh,
So
wow.
thanks for
Man,
thanks
you
for
must have
working
been
with me.
driving fast.
Ah,
Yeah, no problem,
it's all
man.
good.
We were very excited to see you and talk to you. When your signal dropped off, we had just talked about Bobo O Bannon being a BKFC fan favorite, and now getting an opportunity to fight him. He's coming off a 3-fight win streak, very impressive. What were your thoughts on Bobo? You fell off when you started talking.
Okay. Yeah. So Bobo, I know Bobo. We came up at the same time. Him in boxing, me in MMA. I think we sparred together one time, maybe a long time ago. He's kind of like one of those guys where, you know, he's a hometown guy, same thing. So it definitely, not somebody that I would definitely didn't want to fight my first bare knuckle fight. But, you know, when it comes down to it, it's a business thing. And I think it's a good opportunity for both of us, honestly. You know, it's a good opportunity for me to take a step up and fight someone that's ranked that'll put me up higher, and this is a little bit more dangerous, you know, all that type of stuff. It's good for me, and for him, it's an opportunity because I mean,
You're well known.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good opportunity for him. If he beats me, he becomes, you know, he's really, it's fucking great for him. So hell yeah, you better believe he's gonna come and try to beat me, and he's gonna believe that he can beat me.
Well, Alan, when we were down in Biloxi, we were there live. We covered the event. And when we went to breakfast, there was a waitress, and we got to talk, and we were standing at like a bar. We were getting takeout for breakfast, and we got to talking about why we were there and everything. And we mentioned different fighters. And then as soon as we said your name, like, I'm telling you, these people had no idea bare knuckle fighting. They didn't know MMA. They didn't know any other fighter on the card. But as soon as we mentioned your name, they're, oh, yeah, I know who that is. And we're like, oh, shit. Yeah. Okay. So, boom. Well, he's fighting, you know, a half a mile up the road. Maybe you should buy some tickets, you know? So people know who you are. I mean, it's so, you know, Bobo fought that night too, and no offense to Bobo, but like they didn't know who he was. So obviously, yeah, if he fights you and wins, man, that's it's a huge for him. So I feel like that's even more pressure on somebody like you coming in, because people like know who you are and expect more, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Now, have you paid attention? Have you paid any attention to any of the media out there? I gotta say, I don't want to like throw anybody under the bus, but a lot of the bare knuckle media out there is thinking that Bobo's, I don't know if they forget who you are or something. I swear to God, I had a conversation with someone earlier, and they're like, Bobo's gonna fucking sleep him. I'm like, Bobo's gonna sleep him? I'm like, dude, who do you think he's fighting? Honestly, Bobo will have the size advantage because he's about 25 pounds bigger than you, but you guys are almost the same height. The reach is almost the same. He might have the size and maybe a little power because of the size, but as far as like skill set, movement, technique, the level of competition that you have fought in your career compared to his career, no offense to him, you have fought an extremely higher level of competition. So I don't know if you heard that, but like when people say that, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are thinking. Like, I don't know how this fight's going to turn out, but I don't think he fucking sleeps you in the first round like these guys are talking. I don't know.
Right. It's let's just say logically, and it's a very winnable fight for me. But this time around, man, I'm not even really looking at it like that. I don't look too deeply into my opponent. I know what I need to do to beat him. And for me, it's just about creating a masterpiece, a fucking artwork performance out there. And you know what? I am slightly disappointed in my performance. As far as the fighting, what I did in the fight didn't feel that good. Now mentally, it was a win for me to get in there and do that. But I definitely found some things that I could really work on. My calf I had been having this calf strain for the few weeks before that, so my footwork was a little weird, and I was really moving my head on the inside slip with the straight. So I was really almost overusing that, and I wasn't throwing hooks, and I wasn't sitting down on my punches and some things like that. So either way, I've been progressing so fast, man. I feel like I'm getting so good. I want to just display that and see how well I can fight against Bobo, you know?
Right.
And I want to, and you know, no disrespect to Bobo or anything like that. But I just believe I'm going to knock everyone out from now on. And that's another thing that I learned in this fight is that, you know, it's knocking people out is a different level. And I'm ready to step through that door and just become a fucking knockout artist. So, well,
and
I've had a couple of boxing matches. I had some easy opponents since that bare knuckle fight. And that's what I've kind of been working on is like not knocking them out, but like just the whole mindset of how to throw the power shots and set down on them and stuff. So I'm using this as a learning experience, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to get better and better with each one of these bare knuckle fights and the boxing matches. And then about a year from now is going to be a huge payday fight in boxing or MMA. That's my goal. I just kind of wanted to put that out there, and so you can quote me on it. So a year from now, you'll see.
Well, I would say right now in BKFC, yes, this will only be your second fight. But if you win this one, you're fighting a well-known heavyweight that's on a 3-fight win streak. That's looked really well in his last 3 fights, and the pool of names that are in the conversation for a title shot is pretty short. You know what I mean? So like you go out there and you do your thing against Bobo. I would imagine a title shot would be in the near future for you. Josh Burns just left.
Yeah.
You got Dylan Kleckler, you got Frank Tate, you got a few other guys running around. Sam Shoemaker could get back in there again, but I would say that this puts you right there in the conversation with a victory over Bobo. I don't know if you've thought about that, or if that's been a conversation with the bosses.
No. That's fine. That's cool. I'm not totally concerned with that right now. I know that the time will come for that. Like I said, man, I'll trace that title shot way too hard and too fast in my first go around. Now I'm dealing with less time left,
Yeah.
But I have to time it correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, do you have are you aware of how he is cornered? Being a guy who's run gyms with the Bluetooth.
Yeah, the headphones.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you this because you've been in the game for a long time. You've ran gyms, you've opened gyms, you've coached, you've fought. What are your thoughts on someone having a head coach in their corner that's watching on a TV screen and talking through a Bluetooth?
I mean, I think to the average person that probably seems, well, maybe to a very, very average person that might seem cool, but slightly educated fans and, you know, people that know something probably think that that's
insane,
pretty fucking silly. But, you know, one thing I've learned in my life is to, you know, keep an open mind. So, you know, fuck, if it works, maybe there's something there that I'm not seeing, but whatever. I don't have a need for that right now.
Yeah. When we first talked to
I ain't
him,
concerned with it.
yeah, when we first talked to him and he told us he was doing that, we got done talking to him and I was telling Mike, I'm like, that sounds like the most fucking insane thing I've ever heard in my life. What?
Well, we weren't sure it was legal to begin with. Like, I didn't know somebody could even do that per rules, you know?
Yeah,
Is he wearing something in his ear while he's fighting?
No. So
No.
what I compared it to like
No.
somebody on like an NFL football field. Like if somebody's watching something on the TV and then phones down to the head coach on the sideline and they make a change in their game plan. That's the kind of way I was looking at it, like that. If this coach is watching on TV and he's seeing something different and he's talking to the guy in the corner, but from what I understand is he has somebody in his corner wearing a Bluetooth. His coach is watching it on TV, and then he's talking to the guy.
And there's a delay too.
Yeah, he has like a 2 or 3 second delay. He's talking to the guy on the headset, and that guy is communicating it to Bobo in the ring with a 3 second delay. And then in between rounds, they take the headphones off and they stick them on Bobo's head in between rounds. The dude talks to him, and then he takes the headphones off and goes back to work.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I don't know. It seems to work for him, though. He's got 3 wins in a row doing it.
It seems kind of egotistical to be like, I'm a fucking god coach and I should be in your ear. Like, what the fuck? Whatever. If it works, it works. But it's not going to work against me. Knock him out.
His coach is, just to play devil's advocate, his coach lives in, I think he lives
England.
in the UK.
Yeah, he's in England.
So he can't get over here.
Yeah, it's an odd dynamic, but
it is weird.
Nah, man. Very, very cool to talk.
His coach lives on Mars.
All right, man. Well, you know what? You know, everybody always knows you for, if they don't know you for the fighter that you were and everything, they know you for the thing that is on your arm. Can we bring that up for a second? How proud are you that you have people in the comment section asking about the tattoo? They fucking love it. It's like it's got a cult following, man. The Johnny Cash. It's great.
Bro, Johnny Cash, man. I mean, yeah, he's got his own fan club, bro.
He does.
Yeah, man, no, that's cool. That's cool. Johnny Cash is definitely part of my identity, man.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's kind of what I dreamed of when I got the tattoo. Actually, is like everyone always asks me like, "What's the story? Do you like Johnny Cash or whatever?" And yeah, I like Johnny Cash, but it's like this guy was gonna tattoo me, and he was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "That fucking Johnny Cash shit." And I was like, my thought process was like, "What is gonna be very memorable? What's gonna make me famous?" Kind of like everybody who gets the face tats now.
Yes.
It's like, we'll put some shit on my face and be famous, motherfucker. And I was like, hey, what can I get? Like, I think I like those portraits. They're always pretty, that's pretty rad. So
yeah, it's like Darren Till has
a portrait of Johnny Cash. I knew people would remember what it was,
Yeah.
Or close to it.
You ever see Darren Till's portrait that's on his arm that everyone thinks is Paige Van Zandt, but it's just like an ex-girlfriend of his?
Yeah. That's funny.
It's not quite as good as the Johnny Cash.
Like, getting your fucking ex's name isn't bad enough. You got to get a friggin' portrait. I mean, God.
Fucking Stunad.
You can do things to the portrait though that you can't do to the name, like put a dick on her head or like put a mustache on her or something.
True. Yeah, you could give her face tattoos.
Yeah.
You give her face tattoos. A little dick right here, a little fucking crazy ass shit on her head. You know what I just noticed? I have my billboard mats from Tommy Clohessy, and it just happens to be the Alan Belcher one. Look at that.
That's your
I use it all the time when we do I use it all the time when we do the show to put my drink on, as a coaster. And it happens to be, we have a few of them. Yeah, that's right. Look at that. Boom.
What do I
just noticed that shit. Just noticed.
Yeah.
Every time
Dude,
we go there,
I need new photos and shit
for what?
We lost him again.
I was gonna say I can't wait to get new photos and everything. I look a lot different than I did in my debut. I've lost a lot of weight and become more lean, and
now
I'm getting USADA ready. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
So
beautiful.
That's a process.
So you were 231 last fight. You looking to come in a little less than that? You're saying like, are you looking to be a little smaller or just leaner?
I was I've been in the 222, 223 for about a month or two now, holding right there, and I got as low as 219, and then I just kind of fattened myself up and kind of did some heavy lifting and things in the last couple of weeks just to get ready for training camp, and now I'm gonna kind of slide down to the 220 mark and come in like a fucking machine.
Is that where you want to stay for the remainder of your career, or would you consider going down the 205?
Yeah, I mean, well, what I figured out was that at 220, that's where I have my maximum amount of explosion and speed for knockout, and I can control my body the way that I want to, but I have enough power to wrestle them and enough power, to obviously hurt them with body shots or whatever. And just so happens it's in range of like, cruiserweight and 205. And before I wasn't even thinking about that. I was like, if I'm gonna do this again, I'm just gonna do heavyweight. But now that I really am enjoying being at this 220, and it looks like that's where I'm gonna stay from now on with like where my hormones are, my hormone levels are not, my testosterone is not like super jacked up. It was higher for my last fight, I would say, because I've been kind of getting lower and lower. But now, and you'll see when I fight too, I don't look like I'm all juiced up on steroids. Before, a lot of the lifting style and things that I was doing with bodybuilding, because I've been doing bodybuilding type of aesthetic training also with athletic training, and I've pretty much given all that, sacrificed all that. So I'm not going to be as pretty, but actually I do think I'm still pretty.
But you'll be more explosive. So now this makes it even more interesting to know that Bobo comes in around 255-ish, 250, 255-ish, and you're going to come in there 220. There's going to be
I hope he comes in heavy as shit.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be a massive distinct speed.
Yeah, let me tell you what a lot of people don't realize about fights, and this one especially. This is a fight. If Bobo could get his weight down to where I am by the fight, he'd be a bad motherfucker. He ain't gonna do it though. He's gonna come in heavy. He's gonna be slow, and I'm gonna hit you in the body, Bobo. I'm gonna hit you, bruh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna test it.
Dude, I cannot freaking wait for this fight. It's gonna be fantastic.
It should be a great fight though, man. Awesome. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, the entire event, man. They've built a nice card around you guys. I mean, the main event, the title fight, Caleb Harris and Alvin Brito is going to be great. You got freaking you guys. You got Quentin Henry, and Chris
Caleb
Sorrow.
Harris is a stud.
Yep. Yeah, we love Caleb. Is he's really coming out of his shell too as a personality. He's a great interview right now.
You know who looked good
he's a
against
good dude, professional athlete.
You know who looked good against top talent in the women's division? Hannah Guy. How about that? 5 rounds she went.
Yeah, what did you think about that, man?
Yeah, she did. And
she took that fight on like 2 weeks' notice, right?
Yeah, she did. She did it for the experience. To put herself in a pressure situation, no matter where she's going in life, whether it's MMA fighting or whatever she decides. I was like, do this for the experience, do this for the experience. And she gets it.
No, she did great.
It's
Do you
about
think
that lifestyle and having that type of heart. It's not about the money. It's not about, it's kind of like putting yourself in a situation where that's not your comfort zone, because she's not a boxer, she's a grappler.
Yeah.
Right.
But it made her level up really fast. Her skills in 2 weeks training for that was leveled up quickly, because you have to.
Well, she
right?
hung in there for
And
5 full
now,
rounds with one of the top 3 girls in the division. So that's something to be proud of for sure. She looked great and showed a massive amount of toughness for sure.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's a little badass. And she could be really good at it too. She's going to be awesome at MMA for sure.
Right. Was that like a one and done thing for her, you think?
I think so for now. She's not in a real big hurry to get back in there, and I don't blame her. She got that experience, but you don't want to keep going in there and getting hit. I think she might do it again later when she gets slick enough to not get hit that much. When in her sparring sessions, she's not getting hit, and she's doing MMA fights and not getting blasted.
Yeah.
Because that's not what fighting's about, right? You want to try not to get hit.
Right. Yeah. And that's a tough sport to avoid getting hit. It's a small circle. You're inside a small
it's so
ring.
hard not to get hit in bare knuckle.
Right. It's a small piece of real estate, and it's 2 rounds. The pace is insane. Yeah, people get their eyes really get open to the sport once the first bell rings and they knuckle up for sure.
Yeah.
Mike, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say I think that this sport is going to blow up. We're at the early stages, and I do think, like Kyle said, once people start seeing this sport, it opens people's eyes, and they're like, holy shit. Because I know I fell in love with it immediately, and it's just a matter of time before it has that snowball effect.
Yeah, it's in the early stages of like mid 90s. Actually, it's progressing faster than like the UFC did in the early days for sure.
Right,
It's
right.
progressing much faster, and it's becoming a much bigger sport faster than MMA did, because at the beginning everybody wanted to call it cockfighting and shit.
And we didn't have social media either. We had none of this, so you couldn't show people. You just had this, hey, UFC won, all anything goes, and then they got canceled basically, and nobody would ever play it anywhere. So that's not how it is nowadays. You can put it on YouTube anywhere. It's here. You can put it in people's faces. So
yeah, man.
Looking forward to your fight. Absolutely. It's going to be awesome. Everybody better be tuning in.
Yeah, we're gonna. Hey, can I ask you a couple like off the wall questions that really don't have anything to do with fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do a speed round. You, number 1, you ever put ketchup on steak? Fuck.
Every once in a while, if the steak is really overdone and fucked up.
Okay.
But no, that's not a normal thing.
No, that's not a normal thing.
If it's a shit steak, grab the ketchup.
There's a funny story about that. The reason why I asked this question to people is I got these real nice steaks one night. I had my mother-in-law came over to have dinner with me and my wife. Real thick cut, real nice steaks, cooked a medium rare. They're perfect. She sits down at the table and she's like, where's the ketchup? And I'm like, what? I'm like, we don't fucking do that here. She was like, well, I'm not going to eat it without ketchup. I'm like, well, then you're not gonna, yeah, I said, you'll never fucking eat steak again in my house. Get out. Anyway, number 2, here we go.
Best piece of advice that you can give to an up-and-coming fighter trying
Wait, you
to make
didn't really do that to your mother-in-law, did you?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No. But I did tell her, Alan. I said, no. We don't put ketchup on steak in this house. We don't do that shit. No way. I'm like, especially not that steak. She got up from the table, walked to the fridge, got fucking ketchup, came back, sat down, put ketchup all over that shit. And I was like, I said, that's the last steak you'll ever eat in my house. I love your daughter.
Now she lives downstairs half the
Yeah,
year.
now
Right.
now she lives downstairs. I swear to God, she's
No steaks
downstairs
for
right
her.
now. Yeah. Fucking goddamn it.
That's
Anyways,
cool.
that's a sour spot in my life. Here we go. Number 2.
It really, you could tell, it really affected him. Best piece of advice that you can give to an up and coming fighter trying to make it in MMA.
Don't get your feelings hurt very easily, and you know, just stay calm in the long range. Don't get too tied up in the ups or the don't believe all the hype, and whenever you lose, don't get down in too much of a hole, because everybody loses, you just keep going.
Right. Don't try to win the
That's
world.
my best advice.
That's
Look
great.
longer term, and don't try to fight the best person in the world every damn fight like I used to.
That's what I figured that's what you were
fight,
going to say,
fight
because
your
earlier.
level, deflate your ego a little bit, and fight a lower level competition, because you're a lower level competition than what you think, actually.
Yeah.
So
that's a
there you
freaking
go.
great piece of advice. Number 3, what is your favorite fight? What was your favorite fight during your time with the UFC? Do you have one that was like your favorite fight of all time?
It has to be Husimar Palhares. That was a really, really fun, rewarding victory that I put in the work for, and everything came together at the right. It's like one of those that you just keep trying to have that training camp and peak for the fight and do the things that you practice. That's the one that just nailed it. And it was, I didn't just like demolish them, right? It was a struggle. It was a struggle, the whole thing. And also everybody else loves it so much. And I get that, when someone recognizes me, that's what they say first, is that fight. So it's a big part of my career. So that's definitely my favorite fight.
And he's, let's be honest, he's not the most liked person in the world. So
No, he's
I'm
not.
sure a lot of people got some joy out of seeing that. I mean,
I got to play the hero. I got to play the good guy in that episode. It was cool.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Non-fight question.
Which Disney princess would make the best MMA fighter? Because I have a daughter. I know you've got a daughter. Look at Disney princess time.
That would be the redheaded one from the
Brave.
Bow and Arrow. What was her name?
Yeah, Brave.
Brave.
Mirda.
Yeah.
What's Braveheart? Yeah,
Brave.
Mirda.
Mirda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely her, because she was a badass, and she's Irish or Scottish or some bullshit like that, where they know how to take punches to the face and die. And fight to the death and stuff with bare knuckle boxing.
I forgot all about her.
So yeah,
when we were coming up with these questions, I thought Mulan would be like the go-to answer, but the chick from Brave, that's a good question, a good answer. And the last one for you, sir, I saw you training the other day, and I had to ask you this question: would you rather train at Cobra Kai, Miyagi Do, or Eagle Fang?
Oh shit! What is Eagle Fang?
Oh, you're not caught up on the Cobra Kai. I see. Johnny Lawrence has split away.
I've watched a couple of episodes, but I don't really watch TV that much.
So Johnny Lawrence is no longer Cobra Kai. He started his own dojo called Eagle Fang, and it's got this ridiculous eagle on it with fangs. And
I've watched enough episodes to see which way they're going with his character and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I would have to say no with that. But dude, you know what I always say is like, I'm Miyagi Do and Cobra Kai, so what's the motherfucker gonna do?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I train at both.
You get the balance there, right?
Yep, that's right. The yin and the yang. The yin and the yang.
You got the balance of
all
offense and defense. You know what Johnny says? The best defense is a good offense. You know, strike first, strike hard,
Yeah.
no mercy.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank
Yeah,
you for
more offense.
yeah.
Put him in a
Oh,
body bag.
Put him in a body bag. Now, thank you for giving us some of your time. It's a real honor to talk to you, man. We've been fans of yours for a long time. You wanna give us a final prediction for you and Bobo on January 29th in Jackson, Mississippi?
100% is going to be a knockout in the first or second round. Yeah, for sure. I'm still learning bare knuckle, so I can't call my round. I'd like to do it in the first, but I'm going to get him out of there by the second. But that's just the mission I'm on, guys. That's just where I'm at in my life right now. I'm going to knock everyone out. It doesn't matter who it is.
I love it, man.
I like Bobo, but everybody's getting knocked out from now on. So knockout by the second round.
Yeah. Well, you can be friends after. You know, it's a sport. You can be friends afterwards.
There we go.
There you go, buddy.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, everybody, make sure you are following Alan Belcher Official on Instagram. You can see all his training videos and all the cool shit that he's doing nowadays, and make sure you tune in. Thank you very much for coming on. It was an honor to talk to you again, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man.
Take
Have
it
a good
easy.
one. Take it easy.
Let's go.